The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Let's go to our first call of the day. We'll talk to John in Austin, Texas. How you doing today, John?
Way too good, Ken. Appreciate what you're doing. You do such a great job. This show is fantastic every day.
You're a good man, John. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Live at TFNN, Breakout Investing, with your host, Ken Shreve.
That is me, Ken Shreve. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Breakout Investing on TFNN. You can catch my show every day on the TFNN radio network from 3 to 4 Eastern. The number to use, toll-free, give me a call, 877-927-6648. You can pick my show up as a podcast on iTunes if you can't listen live. And if you like the show, feel free to leave a review there. Always appreciate that. Don't forget, you can listen to all TFNN programming on your smartphone. All you have to do is open your smartphone browser, type in tfnn.mobi, and you can get the stream that way as well. Don't forget, finally, about Tiger TV. That is available on the homepage of TFNN.com. Channel 1, my show is carried live. It is archived on Channel 13. You can look at charts right along with me on Tiger TV. And, of course, you get the show audio. And if you want to watch Tiger TV on your handheld device, you can do that as well. A little bit different way to access it. Open your smartphone browser, type in TFNN.com. Over on the top right-hand side of the homepage, click on the box with 3 cell phones in it. It will recognize the device you have and start streaming Tiger TV. All right, some selling in the market yesterday. What did we say about yesterday's declines? A little bit harrowing. See some growth names under pressure, but the key thing yesterday, we did have volume come in lower than Friday, so there was never really a whole lot of conviction behind the selling during Monday's session. NASDAQ volume on Monday, 1.82 billion shares. That's about average for the NASDAQ these days. Today, we've got some pretty good jizz behind the NASDAQ, tracking about 15 to 20% higher than what we saw yesterday. Volume yesterday on the New York Stock Exchange, 690 million shares. We are tracking about 5 to 10% higher than that today. So bullish session for stocks. We'll check in on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We'll see that it is up 122.5 points. Good for a 0.9% gain. Trading near its session high, last at 14,002. 14,002 last for the Dow Jones, and the S&P 500 here. We'll see that it, too, is up near its session high, up close to 18 points, 1.2% gain for the benchmark index. S&P last trading at 1513, and the NASDAQ Composite. It is up 1.4%. So tech stocks outperforming today, last trading at 3175. So, major averages near session highs. Still seeing a lot of extended stocks out there, stocks that you don't want to chase here. But going through the screens, definitely seeing some action stocks still within range here. We did put out another buy alert for the Ultimate Growth Stocks model portfolio. Took profits in an insurance name, added a retailer. And if you want to see what the current model portfolio looks like, you can check out 30 days free of Ultimate Growth Stocks right on the homepage of TFNN.com. Just click on the newsletters tab on the homepage, then investment newsletters, 30 days absolutely free. All right, headline out of Washington today. President Obama apparently is going to ask Congress to come up with some short-term spending cuts and tax revenue to the tune of tens of billions of dollars, that in an effort to put off the automatic across-the-board cuts that are scheduled to kick in March 1st. Today is February 5th, so President Obama trying to do some more can kicking here. We'll see how that plays out. Mentioned on yesterday's show, kind of a busy week of IPOs. A couple of interesting names have not priced yet. They could price tonight, start trading Wednesday, but they are expected to price sometime this week. Boise Cascade is going to trade under the symbol BCC wood products manufacturer, distributor of building materials. Company plans to raise $200 million by offering 11.8 million shares at a proposed range of 16 to 18. And a 3D printing firm. Gee, I wonder how this one's going to do. One would think that demand would be strong for shares of X1. It is a small company, though. It's going to trade under the symbol XONE. Company plans to raise $75 million by offering 5 million shares at a price range of 14 to 16. 3D printing companies, interesting here. Let's take a look at 3D Systems. Nice little bounce off the 50-day moving average recently, working on 3 straight gains here. See a lot of big sellers in the stock on the way down. Goes from, about 71 down to 55 thereabouts. Stops just short of its 50-day moving average, and a little bit of volume behind the rebound, but not much. I still think 3D Systems is probably ready to base and consolidate here. I think it's unlikely, could be wrong, but I'm really not expecting 3D Systems to make a run at its recent high just under 72.5 anytime soon. Probably just going to, kind of pause, base, consolidate gains here. Stratasys, SSYS, another stock that's been kind of dancing around its 50-day moving average. See a big break below the 50-day line last week. It has since rallied, and it is trading slightly above its 50-day moving average. Now shares of Stratasys up 1.8% to 80.78. So we'll see what the IPO of X1 looks like later this week. Taking a look at April gold today, not much movement. It fell $2.90 to settle at $1,673.50 an ounce. Check in on the Spider Gold Trust here, the ETF, and see that it still continues to face pretty significant resistance at its 50-day moving average here. 50-day line at 163. Right now the GLD down 9 cents to 161.91. March crude oil down 1.6% yesterday. Today rallies back a little bit. March crude oil up 47 cents, 0.5% gain, settles at 96.64 a barrel. In the oil and gas space, we did hear from Anadarko Petroleum today, APC. This is an exploration and production company, oil and gas producer. Earnings up 7% from a year ago to 91 cents a share. That was almost 20 cents better than the consensus estimate of 72 cents. Sales down 11% to $3.4 billion. That was a little bit better than expected. Anadarko said production rose 8.5% from a year ago to 741,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day. That was actually above its prior forecast of 711,000 to 730,000. APC, Anadarko Petroleum, did have very strong output in several different areas, including the Wattenberg field of Colorado, Eagle Ford Shale in Texas, and the Marcellus Shale of Pennsylvania. Probably the most intriguing oil and gas producer out there is a company called Bonanza Creek Energy, BCEI, and this is a speculative name because it's has a market cap of $1.4 billion, but its price performance has been a sight to behold. No question about it. Shares of Bonanza Creek up another 7.3% today to $34.18. We haven't seen fourth quarter results from the company yet, but in the third quarter, well, you have triple-digit year-over-year revenue growth for several quarters in a row here. In the third quarter, revenues were up 125% to $58.3 million. Earnings in the third quarter were up 363% from a year ago, so we'll definitely see another strong quarter of growth from Bonanza Creek. They made 33 cents a share in 2011. They're expected to do $1.32 after we see the fourth quarter 2012 report. So that would be an increase of 300%, and full-year earnings in 2013 expected to be up 64% to $2.16 a share. So very real growth story going on at Bonanza Creek Energy. The issue here is that you do have a stock that broke out back in December over 26.50, and it's now at 34.18. So you got to wait for some sort of new base to form here. It is very extended. You certainly don't want to. It looks like a seemingly big move, but boy, this thing is still way, way off its high, still has significant resistance levels to overcome. Remember that Apple, the average daily volume for Apple is about 21 million shares. So here we are. We've got about 40 minutes left to go in Tuesday's session. Apple has only traded 16.3 million shares. So, a lot of heavy volume declines in Apple, low volume rallies. That's generally not what you want to see. You want to see heavy volume gains and lower volume declines. You're kind of seeing the opposite with Apple here. So take today's move with a grain of salt. We'll be right back, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, friends, to Breakout Investing on TFNN. Quick check on the markets here. We'll see that the Dow is up 122 points, 0.9% to 14,002. NASDAQ Composite tech stocks outperforming, up 44 points, 1.4% to 3175. S&P 500 up 18 points, 1.2% to 1514. Again, the story of this market, some selling. We haven't been used to seeing selling in this market since stocks bottomed in mid-November, but even the volume behind the percentage declines yesterday, not all that serious. Volume ended up coming up below Friday's level on both the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. And what do you have going on today? Well, there's conviction behind the buying on the way back up. NASDAQ volume right now tracking about 15 to 20% higher than what we saw yesterday. NYSE volume tracking about 5% higher. So nice to see tech stocks flexing their muscle today. Also wanted to take a look at, talked about Apple before we went into the last break. Let's take a look at IPG Photonics. This is a company that makes fiber lasers, fiber amplifiers, diode lasers. They're found in telecom markets, healthcare, materials processing. Interesting setup here. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one get going soon. IPG Photonics up 2.4% to 67.58, and I think I have a weekly chart here. Hope I do. Yeah, here it is. IPG Photonics. Really like the weekly setup a lot here. Working on a nice little base here. So you see how it came right into its 10-week moving average here, finding support so far. It brings a breakout into play for this stock. Earnings are coming up February 15th, so we got a little bit of time ahead of earnings, but this is fundamentally a strong company. Good track record of earnings and sales growth, good consistent performance, good growth prospects as well. So kind of an innovative company here that is in a very bullish technical setup. Let's take a look at VMed. Virgin Media company did confirm today that it is in talks with Liberty Global over a possible takeover. Liberty Global, a big U.S. cable TV firm, but Virgin Media up 18.4% to 45.81 on the news. You can see Virgin Media has been a tremendous price performer in the market. All right, taking a look at some earnings reports today. There sure have been a lot of them. I guess we are starting to wind down third quarter earnings season, but very busy this week, and we'll be busy again next week as well. Got this wild day of trading in a stock that really had been behaving itself up until today. Beautiful breakout for hospital operator HCA Holdings back right around the start of the year when the market was really serving up a lot of technical breakouts. HCA broke out over $32 a share, ran up to about $38.39, and actually today hit an intraday high of $39.60, but kind of a bearish day of price action here. It is now down 13 cents to $37.48, but you can see this big volatile wide and loose price bar here. Kind of a little bit of uncertainty about where HCA should be priced here. Hospital stocks continue to outperform. A lot of extended names out there, but HCA made 91 cents a share. That was 9 cents better than the consensus estimate. Down 3% from a year ago. Sales up 9% to $8.4 billion. Also a little bit light. So I went from kind of being a fan of HCA Holdings chart. I thought if it would be able to kind of move sideways here and trade tightly, we could see another entry point, but today's volatile price action has, shall we say, skewed its technical picture to some degree. So kind of off my radar at this point. Another stock just really acting poorly here, Baidu. Remember Baidu, big market winner. for several years, has certainly fallen on hard times. Competition, an issue here for Baidu as Qihoo 360 continues to take search share. Baidu is still the dominant search engine in China, but I have to tell you, CEO Robin Li called it a time of, quote, disruptive change, unquote, for Baidu. That, CEO says something like that, that is basically saying the company's got major challenges ahead of it to keep earnings and sales growth going. Baidu is investing very much in mobile technology, new mobile products, really trying to monetize mobile just like Facebook is. But Baidu does seem to have a tough road ahead of it. Shares down more than 10% to 96.17. We'll finish up on Baidu when we get back. Breakout Investing on TFNN. Stick with me, folks.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by Direction Shares. To learn more about tactical tools for the sophisticated active investor, hit the Direction Shares banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. When you're trying to make money on the short side, first of all, when you're in a market uptrend like we are in now, it really doesn't make sense swimming against the market tide. But just finishing up some thoughts on Baidu. This is a stock that has been, breaking down for a while. And you look at a weekly chart for Baidu, you can see this breakdown that pretty much started in 2011. You saw a little bit of rally in the start of 2012, but continues to face a lot of problems here. So a lot of people still looking at Baidu as a good short here, and I do not disagree. The bottom line growth was there. The earnings were up 38% to $1.31. That only beat the consensus estimate by 2 cents. Sales were up, I think, 43%. Let me double check that. I've got a little typo in my notes here. But Baidu sales, up 43% to $1.02 billion. The estimate was for $1 billion, so mostly in line there. Stock was downgraded by Stifel Nicholas and Raymond James. Price target lowered by Piper Jaffray and Breen Murray. So again, CEO Robin Lee says it's a time of disruptive change for Baidu. Another company that is kind of going through a period of disruptive change would be, drum roll please, I would think Coinstar would be in that boat as well. And when you look at a weekly chart of Coinstar, kind of very similar setup here. A stock that has really been under a lot of selling pressure. Buying demand looks to me like it continues to dry up, just like it's been happening in Baidu. And two totally different businesses here, but two companies that are facing serious fundamental challenges. Coinstar made its money initially in those coin counting machines, and then the Red Box DVD rental kiosks were a huge success. The company really surprised the market quite a bit by monetizing that, and they still get decent traffic, but the bottom line is that DVD rental trends are down as streaming gains traction. Netflix is clearly the leader in that space, but it is becoming very competitive, and now Coinstar is going to try to get into the streaming space, and it's going to be very difficult for them to do. So Coinstar, another possible short taking shape here. Elsewhere in earnings, let's take a look at Gilead, G-I-L-D. This company has a stranglehold in the HIV market, very profitable. A lot of their drugs are used to treat HIV. Stock is up 2.6% today to $40.62. The numbers, not bad here. 50 cents a share, beat views by 2 cents, up 2% from a year ago. Sales up 18% to $2.59 billion. The estimate was for $2.43 billion. So another stock here that's a little bit extended. You had a breakout here, again, at the beginning of the year. All the breakouts the market served up, the vast majority of them were on that big day for the market on January 2nd. When the NASDAQ gapped up, you had big percentage gains by the major averages. That is where you saw a lot of stocks break out of these consolidation areas, and Gilead was it wasn't an exception there. It also broke out as well. Extended up here, so I would avoid buying it. Needs to consolidate. Kind of a rough day for SolarWinds. SWI, SolarWinds, really getting hit hard here, down 5.3% to 52.96. The lesson here is, there are a lot of stocks kind of building bases out there that, have taken a while to get going here, and SolarWinds was definitely in that category ahead of today's earnings report. You could see a big consolidation that started back in September, October, late last year. Trying to break out over 57, not having much luck, and this one looks looks pretty poor from a technical perspective at this point with today's heavy volume decline. They beat views by 3 cents with profit of 36 cents a share. That was up 24% from a year ago. Sales up 32% to $73.5 million. That was also better than expected, but investors selling the stock in spades today. All right. Bet you Yum Brands wishes it were not in the chicken business at this point. Of course, Yum Brands operates Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut. Another stock acting very, very weak ahead of earnings. It is down close to 3% today to 62.12. The company said it really underestimated the problems with its chicken suppliers in China. Apparently, suppliers were ignoring regulations, giving chickens unapproved levels of antibiotics, and this is really going to hurt earnings in 2013, and Yum Brands paying the price today, down big in heavy volume. 877-927-6648. Let's head east to Beantown, Boston, Massachusetts. Talk to Shu, who wants to talk PBR. How you doing today, Shu?
Hi, good. How are you, Ken?
Doing all right. Hanging in there, my friend.
Yeah, it's cold here, and you have nice warm temperature, I guess.
You know what? It's a little overcast and gray today, but I can tell you it's probably warmer here than it is there.
Yeah, definitely.
I heard there was some snow on the ground there, right?
Yeah, it's flurry here and there, like last couple of days, like throughout the day, and then clears up and then comes up again. So.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I live in L.A. and we can drive about 4 to 5 hours and get to Mammoth, which is just a beautiful ski resort that rivals some of the great ones in New Hampshire and Vermont. And I can even drive an hour to a place called Wrightwood and find some much smaller mountains. But you can ski out in California. People think that's not the case, but I do miss New England. I was born and raised there.
I see. Whereabouts?
Rhode Island.
Oh, not far from me.
And spent several years in the back bay as well. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. I'm right in the middle then.
Yep. So you want to take a look at Petrobras, is that right? PBR.
That is correct, and it looks like it hit the bottom today. And is it time to bottom fish, or it's too early?
Well, I think it's too early, because the problem here is you've had this stock testing these lows, but the volume today is enormous. 60.5 million. It came into a low that it set back in late November. There you were looking at 21 million shares. So, if you listen to Tom's show any amount of time, when you come in and you test these lows, you want these lows tested in light volume, and Petrobras has been doing the exact opposite. In fact, it was testing that low in heavy volume, and now the bottom kind of fell out today. So it's probably going to firm up at some point, but you want to, instead of buying right now, you want to wait for it to firm up and wait for a little bit of a bottom to be put in here. I see some institutional selling in this stock, and I don't know why, but I usually don't like to buy when the big guys are dumping. It's better to buy when they start buying again. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so this one is, it came into a couple of lows here, 1727. Again, that was all the way back in June of last year, and then its recent low was 1782, and it's not tested. It didn't test that 1782 in light volume. It kind of broke through it in very heavy volume. So you kind of wait for this. You want to wait for the volume to dry up here. Maybe it builds a new home above 16. Looks to me, though, there's probably better fish to fry out there.
I see. Okay. And later, when you get chance, I'll listen on the radio. Can you talk about Sony SNE?
SNE. All right. I'll take a look, and I'll make a note. If I don't get to it today, I'll take a look tonight and mention it tomorrow. Okay.
All right. Thank you again.
Okay, Shiv. Thanks for the call.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, testing lows and heavy volume. There's a lot of big sellers in Petrobras today, so be careful of trying to catch stocks like this on sale. This is a stock that's been under selling pressure. It's got one up day in the past 7-8 trading sessions, and 4 out of those 7 declines were in expanding volume. So it looks like some big investors are dumping there. But just finishing up Yum Brands, we were talking about Yum Brands before we talked to Shu. A lot of problems. Earnings guidance in 2013 not very good at all. The company said they underestimated the chicken problems that they were having in China. Kentucky Fried Chicken's got a big presence in China, much more so than Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, but big problems at Yum Brands. So this is another one that gotta wait for the selling to abate here, and we'll see what happens. We also heard from Sirius XM Radio, SIRI. Credit to this company. It really has come back very nicely, to say the least. You actually had a beautiful breakout from a cup with handle base here. See the base that started back in October if you're watching in Tiger TV. It put in a bottom here, started to retest its high in December, and then formed a beautiful little handle area here, and then boom, nice little breakout over 3. Now trading at $3.15. Stock under a little bit of selling pressure today, but not much, down a penny to, again, $3.15. Earnings were up 100% to 2 cents a share. That was in line with expectations. Sales up 14% from a year ago to $892.4 million, a little bit below expectations. But remember, SiriusXM was left for dead not that long ago. And I think it was John Malone that came in and kind of gave the company a little cash infusion. But they seem to be figuring things out here. When I was a commuter and a road warrior on the 405 out here in Southern California, Sirius, really enjoyed Sirius on my car. So always liked the product. Don't use it anymore, but interesting company here. Star of the day in earnings, name we've been talking about, just kind of waiting for a chance to buy it, and it really hasn't given us one. ARM Holdings, ARMH, up 4.2% today to $43.71. Numbers very good here. Earnings up 18% to 20 cents a share. Sales up 25% to $266.9 million. Both bottom line and top line growth beat expectations. ARM is a chip designer. They design low power chips that are dominant in the smartphone and tablet market. They issued bullish guidance for the current quarter, and stock continues to move higher here. So very well run company. While we're at it, let's take a look and see how semiconductor stocks are doing here. We'll take a look at the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. It is up 1.6% today to 420.69. So chip stocks participating in the market rally today. Mortgage servicers, still taking a look at some of these names. Ocwen Financial, OCN. Recently had a nice breakout for OCN. The swing point was 39.25, and at 40.88. I'm not sure that that this one is extended yet. We could do some quick math here and just calculate how far it is past that swing point, and we'll see that it's about 4% past a swing point of 39.25. So arguably not extended yet, because the rule, long-time rule that IBD teaches investors business daily is you don't want to, when you're buying a breakout, you don't want to chase it more than 5% past the buy point. So you're kind of borderline here at 4.1, 4.2%. But boy, there is a good growth story going on at these mortgage servicers. Another name in the group would be Walter Investment Management, WAC, firming up at its 50-day moving average here. A little bit of a laggard. It's not really a laggard, but still has a ways to go before it could try to retest a recent high here of 49.67. And then another very strong stock in the mortgage service space would be Nation Star Mortgage Holdings, NSM. You can see here working on 6 straight up days. It too is making an assault on its recent high of 40.61. But the first stock out of the gate in the group, OCN Ocwen Financial. Let's see what we got here. It's a lot of other things going on here. We've got some restaurants set to report after the close today. Let's take a look at Panera Bread. Wouldn't be surprised to see strong numbers here, although one would have to wonder why it is reversing in very heavy volume today. Look at the reversal. Some of these stocks you look at earlier in the day and say, yeah, look at this thing, it's not too bad, and then boom, it just things change on a dime here. Panera hits a high of 167.05, now at its session low at 162.44, down 96 cents on the day. Panera reports after the close. We're also going to hear from Chipotle, so we'll take a look at Chipotle when we come back, and it's actually a pretty busy after-hours session, so we'll do that when we come back. Final segment coming up, Breakout Investing on TFNN. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Just recently, on December 28th, Market Insight subscribers were advised to go long the QQQ, the NASDAQ 100 ETF, on December 28th at $63.91, and only 2 trading days later, after a huge jump in the markets, Market Insight subscribers were advised to sell the QQQ at $66.64 for a $2.73 or 4.27% profit to start off 2013. At the same time, Tom O'Brien had advised his clients looking for a more leveraged trade that they could have initiated a position in the QLD, the ProShares Ultra QQQ ETF, and over the same 2 trading days, Market Insight subscribers were able to lock in a $4.48 profit or an 8.47% gain in just 1 trade. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during your free trial and pay nothing. Don't miss out on the next great trading opportunity in 2013. Act today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just 1 position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. on TFNN. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Catch Tom O'Brien, founder and CEO of TFNN, professional trader and educator. Also a special guest on CNBC, analyzing the commodity markets. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks, to Breakout Investing on TFNN. Let me pull up the major averages here and see how we're looking here. About 5 minutes left to go in Tuesday's session. So much for the market declines of Monday, because right now we've got the Dow up 98 points, 13,978. It had been trading above that 14,000 level today. NASDAQ Composite outperforming, up 1.2% to 3170, and the S&P 500 up 15 points, 1% gain to 1511. Panera reports after the close today. Look for profit of 23 cents a share. Up 23% from a year ago to $1.74. Sales up 16% to $574.8 million. Obviously, a little bit of trepidation ahead of Panera's earnings because the stock has reversed in heavy volume after hitting an intraday high of 167.05, now trading at 162.44. Let's take a look at Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG. Not a great chart here. Let's see. Why isn't a chart of CMG pulling up here? Chipotle. There's Chipotle, down 1.9% to 304.16. This stock has also been taken to the woodshed in recent months, so we'll see what Chipotle has to say after the close today. Earnings expected to be up 8% from a year ago to $1.96. Sales up 7% to $698.9 million. I think it's Chipotle that has been talking about higher input costs weighing on earnings, and I think that was a big reason why the stock was down on this day here when it broke below 270. But it has rallied back, so we'll see what these two restaurant names have to say. We'll also take a look at Expedia. Online travel firms, fundamentals still pretty good in this space. Priceline, not my favorite name in the space anymore. Really love Expedia's relative price strength, but again, do you buy it up here? I mean, very extended stock here. Expedia expected to earn 65 cents a share, which would be up 12% from a year ago. Sales up 18% to about $930 million. Trimble Navigation, TRMB. We're also going to hear from Trimble Navigation after the close. This is a company with outstanding fundamentals and interesting technology. They make basically laser optical positioning and navigation systems. Very extended. Can't buy it up here, but up 1.8% to 63.58 ahead of earnings. Wouldn't be surprised to see strong numbers here. And then Dow component Walt Disney coming out with earnings after the close as well. Very nice technical setup here, I have to say. Question is, will strong earnings fuel a breakout over 55 here? It's setting up like it wants to take out 55, but it's going to take good numbers in order for that to happen. So we'll see what Walt Disney has to say after the close. Tomorrow, before the open, interested to hear what Akamai Technologies has to say. This is another stock that's trying to set up here for a possible breakout. It has been under pressure for 2 days in a row, down 31 cents today to 41.05. The swing point for Akamai is 42.52. So, again, need to see pretty strong numbers for a technical breakout here, but not a bad setup ahead of earnings. Also, Wednesday, we're going to hear from Ixia, XXIA, Visa, ticker V, and Madison Square Garden, MSG, a very strong performer in the market. Coming up next, the Tom O'Brien Show. I'll see you back here tomorrow, folks, 3 o'clock Eastern, for another edition of Breakout Investing. Enjoy the rest of the day.